The 19th century, a young nation finding its footing. Out of the farms and small towns, a new era was dawning, the Industrial Revolution. This wasn't just about machines. It was about a fundamental shift in how America lived, worked, and grew. From the clatter of workshops to the roar of factories, America was changing. Before this, life moved at the pace of a horse-drawn plough. Most folks lived off the land, their world bounded by their fields and communities. But the Industrial Revolution was about to change everything. It was a time of incredible innovation, with inventors and tinkerers dreaming up new machines and methods that would reshape the American landscape. At the heart of this transformation were key inventions. The steam engine, a marvel of its time, harnessed the power of steam to drive machinery. Factories that once relied on water power could now be built anywhere, accelerating production and changing the way goods were made. No longer confined to homespun textiles and handcrafted tools, Americans began to experience the benefits of mass production. Then came the telegraph, an invention that shrunk distances and revolutionized communication. With the ability to send messages across vast distances in the blink of an eye, businesses could communicate more efficiently, and news traveled faster than ever before. The telegraph connected the nation in ways unimaginable just a few decades prior, fostering a sense of unity and shared progress. Behind these inventions were brilliant minds that shaped the course of the nation. Eli Whitney, with his invention of the cotton gin, revolutionized cotton production in the South, though it tragically deepened the nation's reliance on enslaved labor. His later work on interchangeable parts would lay the groundwork for mass production, a concept that would become synonymous with American manufacturing. And then there's Henry Ford. Ford didn't invent the automobile, but he did something even more revolutionary. He made it affordable. His vision of the assembly line, where each worker focused on a single task, allowed for the mass production of automobiles at a scale never seen before. The Model T, once a luxury only the wealthy could afford, became a symbol of American ingenuity and accessibility. Section 4. Cities and Factories. The impact of these inventions extended far beyond the factory floor. Cities, once modest centers of commerce, swelled with people seeking work in the newly established factories. Urban landscapes were transformed, with towering factories and sprawling slums existing side by side. The promise of opportunity drew people from rural areas and from across the ocean, changing the social fabric of the nation. This rapid urbanization brought with it challenges. Living conditions for many working-class families were deplorable, with cramped quarters, inadequate sanitation, and rampant disease. The gap between the wealthy industrialists and the working class widened, leading to social unrest and the rise of labor movements. America was grappling with the growing pains of industrialization. Section 5. The Worker's Voice. Out of the factories and crowded tenements rose the voices of workers demanding better conditions. Labor unions emerged, fighting for safer working conditions, fair wages and limits on child labor. Strikes and protests, often met with violence and resistance from factory owners, became a defining feature of the late 19th and early 20th centuries. The struggle for workers' rights was long and arduous, but it ultimately led to significant reforms that improved the lives of millions. The Industrial Revolution wasn't just about machines and factories, it was about people. It was about the men, women and children who toiled long hours in often dangerous conditions to build a better life for themselves and their families. Their struggles and triumphs are an integral part of the American story. Section 6. A New Nation Forged. By the turn of the 20th century, the United States had undergone a profound transformation. From a largely agrarian society, it had emerged as an industrial powerhouse, its factories churning out goods that flooded the domestic market and were increasingly in demand overseas. The Industrial Revolution had brought challenges, but it had also unleashed the nation's potential. This period of rapid industrialization left an indelible mark on the American character. It fostered a spirit of innovation, a belief in progress and a work ethic that would come to define the nation. The Industrial Revolution was a time of great upheaval. but it ultimately laid the foundation for the modern industrial giant that America would become.